Many seniors unknowingly follow daily food habits that seem harmless but can slowly place stress on digestion, energy levels, and even long-term health. And the most surprising part is, some of the biggest risks come from foods you've been reheating for years without a second thought. In this video, we're going to break down exactly which common foods can become harmful when reheated, and more importantly, what you should do instead to keep your meals safe and your body protected. You'll learn the real reasons behind these changes, simple swaps you can start today, and one critical mistake with reheating that most people never realize, but could make a significant difference to your health over time. Before we begin, comment below, how many times this week have you reheated leftovers?
If you value clear, practical guidance to support your health after 50, make sure to subscribe to the channel, where we simplify what matters most so you can stay informed, confident, and independent.
Hey there, Andy here, and welcome to your trusted, simple senior health. Let me tell you about Margarita, a 67-year-old who always tried to be practical in the kitchen. She often saved leftover fries or fried chicken, reheating them the next day to avoid wasting food. Over time, she began experiencing a dull heaviness in her upper abdomen after meals and frequent fatigue. Her tests didn't show anything alarming at first, but her doctor noted ongoing internal inflammation that didn't have a clear cause. When cooking oils like sunflower or corn oil are reheated, they break down into toxic compounds called aldehydes. These release free radicals that damage cells and DNA. The pancreas is especially vulnerable to this repeated oxidative stress, creating an environment where abnormal cells can begin to develop. Instead of reheating fried food in oil again, Margarita switched to using an oven or air fryer for dry reheating.
If you have leftover fried food, avoid reheating it in oil. Use dry heat methods like an oven or air fryer to reduce harmful chemical formation. This type of damage doesn't happen overnight. Your body can recover when you reduce repeated exposure. But surprisingly, even some of the healthiest foods can become harmful when reheated the wrong way.
Let me tell you about Eleanor, 71, who made it a habit to cook spinach regularly because she believed it was one of the healthiest choices for her body. She would cook a large batch and reheat it the next day. Over time, she began experiencing digestive discomfort and unexplained fatigue after meals, despite eating what she thought was a clean diet. Leafy greens contain nitrates, which are harmless when fresh, but after cooking and storing, bacteria convert them into nitrites. When reheated, these can form nitrosamines, compounds linked to DNA damage and increased cancer risk, especially affecting organs like the pancreas. Eleanor stopped reheating her cooked greens and began eating them cold in salads or preparing fresh portions instead. If you cook leafy greens, try eating leftovers cold or only cook what you need for one meal to avoid repeated heating.
Healthy foods are still beneficial. It's simply the way they're handled that can change their impact. Now, the next food may seem completely harmless, but it carries a hidden risk that most households face every week.
Let me tell you about Harold, 70, who regularly cooked large batches of rice and reheated portions throughout the week. Occasionally, he experienced mild stomach discomfort, which he ignored because it never seemed serious. However, his doctor later explained that repeated exposure to certain toxins could be affecting his digestive system. Rice can contain spores of a bacterium called Bacillus cereus. When cooked rice is left to cool slowly, these spores multiply and produce toxins. Even after reheating, these toxins remain active and can trigger inflammation in the gut, which is closely connected to pancreatic health. Harold began cooling his rice quickly after cooking and limiting storage time to less than 24 hours. Always refrigerate rice within 1 hour, eat it within a day, and avoid reheating it multiple times. Small changes in food handling can significantly reduce long-term health risks.
But what most people don't realize is that these small, everyday habits don't just affect your digestion. They can slowly place ongoing stress on some of the most important systems in your body.
What many people don't realize is that long-term health after 60 is shaped by small daily habits, especially the ones that feel harmless. The foods you prepare, store, and reheat each day can either support your body or slowly create stress on your most vital organs. If you want simple, research-based guidance to help you stay strong, independent, and informed, subscribe to the channel. This is where we break down complex health risks into clear, practical steps you can follow immediately. Comment below which of these habits surprised you the most, and share this video with someone who reheats food regularly. Now let's continue, because even when food is stored properly, the way you reheat it can still create hidden dangers that most people completely overlook. Let me tell you about Walter, 72, who frequently reheated leftover chicken in the microwave for convenience. He believed that as long as the food felt hot, it was safe. However, he often experienced occasional digestive issues that seemed minor but persistent. Microwaves heat food unevenly, creating cold spots where bacteria like Salmonella can survive. These bacteria can trigger repeated low-grade infections and inflammation, which over time can strain the digestive system and pancreas. Walter switched to reheating chicken in the oven, ensuring it was evenly heated throughout. When reheating chicken, use an oven or cut it into smaller pieces and heat thoroughly to avoid uneven temperatures. Food safety doesn't require perfection, just awareness of simple, effective habits. And finally, the last food on this list carries not one, but two hidden risks that can impact your body at the same time. Let me tell you about Dorothy, 74, who loved preparing roasted potatoes in large batches so she could reheat them easily throughout the week. She believed it was a healthy and practical choice, but over time, she noticed feeling unusually tired after meals and occasional spikes in energy followed by sudden crashes. Her doctor later explained that these patterns were linked to how her body was processing certain foods. When potatoes are cooked and then cooled, they form something called resistant starch, which helps regulate blood sugar and supports gut health. But when reheated at high temperatures, this resistant starch breaks down into rapidly digestible starch, causing sharp blood sugar spikes. At the same time, reheating starchy foods at high heat can produce acrylamide, a compound linked to increased cancer risk and cellular damage, particularly affecting organs like the pancreas.
Dorothy began eating her leftover potatoes cold in simple salads, or gently warming them instead of reheating them at high temperatures. If you have leftover potatoes, try eating them cold or reheating them using low, gentle heat, and avoid frying them again. Your body responds quickly to better choices. Even small adjustments can reduce long-term strain on your system. When you begin making these simple changes, you're not just avoiding harm, you're actively protecting one of the most important organs working quietly for you every single day.
Today, we uncovered something most people are never told. From reheated fried foods creating harmful aldehydes, to leafy greens forming genotoxic compounds, to rice carrying invisible toxins, chicken hiding dangerous cold spots, and potatoes producing both chemical and metabolic stress. These are everyday habits that can quietly impact your health over time. If you found this helpful, consider sharing it with someone you care about, a friend, a partner, or a family member who may be repeating these habits without knowing the risks. Did you know the food you eat every day could be silently speeding up aging? In one of our most important videos, I revealed the 6 essential proteins seniors must eat after 60 to stay strong and independent.
These are not just videos. They are practical insights designed to help you protect your health, stay aware, and remain independent for years to come. Take care of yourself, stay strong, and continue building habits that support your body every single day. And I'll see you in the next video.
Now, go live your golden years truly, with all this new, useful information you have learned today. Stay safe, stay healthy, and most important, stay youthful. And I will see you in the next video.